gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Road to the Top. Uh, I've been excited with each and every of my guests, but today, especially since this is March, Women's Month, power to the women, I have the most amazing guests. Now, I don't want to get anything wrong, so I'm going to read. I'm going to read what I have on her. All right, forgive me. All right, first of all, this interview today is with a world-class athlete. Now that probably tells you already right there who she is. She's a multiple world champion, International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. Can you imagine to be in a boxing hall of fame and be a woman? Um, she is the first woman in her country to be crowned and captured the world title of professional boxing. She was crowned world champion, not in one, not in two, but in three different divisions. That's amazing when you stop and think about it. That's a lot of work. She's also been inducted into the International Women's Hall of Fame. I think the US, it might have been the first country to, I could be wrong. I'm not going to say. We'll ask her about it. But she's not only in the US Hall of Fame, she's in many other countries, the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. I mean, she didn't sit around doing nothing. She's been very, very busy. And that is why, especially since this is a month of March, the Women's Month, I had to have her on my show. And I'm so excited to be able to introduce to you my friend, the beautiful, talented Daisy Lang. Hi, Daisy. How are you? This is so cool. Oh, I'm so happy that you said yes and that here we are again. But I want you to notice, Daisy, in your honor, what do you see? Daisy.
Wow, a lot of daisies.
Daisies for Daisy. Ah,
Yeah, I said yes because I'm very, very happy that your interview will be focused not on my career that everybody know is written in internet. It's about me as a person, what is behind the scene, and what's caused this. What is the price you to get this
yes.
award?
I think when
I'll give the interview for this.
when I do my interviews, that's what they're all about. People read about you, see you on Instagram, Facebook, but that's not who Daisy is. There's more to Daisy than the media. And so that's why I like to pry into your childhood and your middle life, ask questions, because if I'm interested in people, I'm sure there's other people as well that would be interested in knowing about Daisy Lang. So, with that thought in mind, Daisy, be prepared to answer my questions because I'm going to ask you some personal questions about when you were little and your life and karate and boxing. So, again, I thank you. You're in LA right now?
I'm in Los Angeles now. Thank you.
Yeah. And how's life? Good?
Yeah, so far I'm happy.
Well,
Happy
that's
to
good to hear.
yeah.
I think we as strong women adjust to whatever is. If this is the way of life right now, this is how we live. We adjust.
True, true.
At
We
least,
learn to survive. We learn to survive, and we're gonna win this difficult time. You know.
well, it may be difficult times, but it's really awesome that we're able to still get out and train. We have our freedom, so to speak. The only thing we can't do is travel. But I've not been limited with my working out, with going out to eat, with enjoying life, even though I'm on a tight, I can't go here, can't go there. I'm still enjoying life and teaching and exercising. So I'm sure it's the same with you.
Absolutely. This life actually remind me of my professional life as professional athlete because most of the time you're alone, you're by yourself, and you learn to take care of yourself. Eating healthy, working out outside. There's so many opportunity that you can do by yourself. You know, you
I
can.
like that remark that you made when you say, when you're an athlete and you're You're training, you basically always training by yourself. That is so true. Maybe you have coaches and this and that, but basically the training part, you are all alone. And I know for me, training, I prefer to be alone. I don't like to be with a bunch of people when I'm training. When I'm focused on me, that's who I want to focus on, me. Do you feel the same?
Absolutely. Also today, there's so many opportunity that through internet and Zoom, like now we connect to see your
Mm-hmm.
friends, and you don't feel alone. I mean, you don't need to meet people in person. That was the this future technology is helping right now we to communicate because that is what people miss
Yeah,
in this
and,
time.
Zoom, I think, is awesome. I mean, here we are having a conversation with no interruption.
Absolutely.
This is really cool. I like it. But anyhow, Daisy, I did make the comment that people think they know you, but really there's so much about you that I didn't know. And by doing this interview, I was really happy to be able to learn a bit about you that I found very fascinating. It's interesting, both of us, here we are, because of the sport of boxing and martial arts, it has brought us together. People, here you live on the other side of the world when you were a little girl. I lived in America when I was a little girl. We grew up totally different. Now, Daisy, I know where you were born and where you're from, but maybe a lot of the people don't know. Daisy, where did you grow up?
I was born in Bulgaria, and that is in Europe, and yeah, I live in Germany too. Germany became my second country. So I lived there 15 years. And the US is my third country. I'm living here now almost 15 years.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Daisy, one thing I'm always curious, I never ask you, because I'm sure Daisy is a short name for your real name. What is your birth name that they cut it and made it Daisy? What is your real name at birth?
Yeah, my Bulgarian name is Daisy Slava Kirova.
Oh,
And
yeah, well, it's easier to call you Daisy.
yeah, and when I used to live in Germany, people also tell me Daisy because I had a club Daisy when I was a teenager. I think I was 19 years old. It's much more easy to say Daisy like Daisy Slava. And I love my Bulgarian name, but Daisy Lang, I became Daisy Lang in Germany through my professional boxing career.
So the Germans started calling you Daisy.
Yeah, actually, in Germany, it was very difficult people to say. Really, in Bulgarian, you say my name as Desislava, and I don't know, there's some difficulty with the pronunciations, and it's much more easy for people to tell me Daisy. Also, in Bulgaria, many people tell me Daisy, like a flower, because I'm
Yes,
always
that's why I
smiling.
bought daisies.
My club was Daisy, I don't know. Do you know? I had a big club and people working for me. I was very organized as a teenager. And, I trained children, teenagers, adult people, students. I have over 100 people, and I train them in Taekwondo and kickboxing. And they
But
compete.
before we even get into your taekwondo and kickboxing, I want to know about you as a little girl, and I want to know about your country. When you were a little girl and you grew up, what was life like for you? What did you do as a little girl?
I mean, Bulgaria was ex-East Bloc country, if I can say that. In that time, everything was very close. We didn't have a chance to have information around the world. Internet was not popular. The system was different. I remember I was a child from this system. In 1990, the communism and the socialism get down, and then Bulgaria became a democratic country, very open for the world and beautiful nature, very good food. I miss this food. And now the world is completely different, and I'm very happy that everything changed in the positive way.
Well, as a little girl, I used to make mud pies and run around in the dirt and play games. What did you do?
I was a different child, I didn't play um, with
Dolls.
umbrellas. Yeah.
No dolls.
I was a character for sure. I mean, yeah, I was, I was a leader. I played with the boys. I didn't play with the girls. And I love more animals. I don't like, I didn't love to play with Barbies or some kind of toys that the
I
girls.
didn't either. I didn't play with Barbies.
I was in positive way, a troublemaker, too much energy, and that's why my parents brought me to the stadium because I had so much energy, I couldn't stay in one place, even 5 minutes. And they just brought me to the stadium to start running because that was the only one sport in the small town that you were able to do. And since I started working out, I became very quiet, disciplined, and didn't cause problem for my parents.
Oh dear. Daisy, your schooling, did you get schooled in Bulgaria? How
Yes.
old were you went to all your years of school in Bulgaria?
I mean, we were born in the capital city in Bulgaria. I was born in the capital city in Bulgaria, Sofia. But we grow up, I say we because I have a sister, twin sister, you know. We grow up by my grandma and grandpa in a small town. So we lived there because they did help my mom. She was a student in that time, and they helped my mom. They raised us, and so I grew up in the small town. And when I started the fourth degree, we moved in Sofia, and then we studied there, and we were in school there. You know,
Ah, Daisy, you mentioned you had sisters. I didn't realize that. How many do you have?
only one.
Only one sister.
My twin
No
sister.
brothers, just one sister.
My sister is 20 minutes older than me, but we are not identical twins. We don't
And
look the same.
she's still in Bulgaria?
I mean, right now she's in Germany, but
Oh, okay. All
Germany is
right.
close to Bulgaria. She's back and forth.
And
Uh,
then what about Mama? Does Mama ever come and visit you?
my mom doesn't want to come here. It's too long flight,
Oh,
you
it
know.
is long.
When I used to live in Germany, she came often to see me in my house there.
Ah,
You know.
how nice that you still have your mother. Mine passed many, many years ago. I miss her dearly. So you're
Oh,
very
God bless
lucky to still have your
her.
mama. Now,
Thank
back to when you were a little girl. You have lots of snow in your country. Did you snow ski? Did you do winter sports?
I did in the beginning, but when I start my professional career, it was forbidden to do any extreme sports because of this.
Okay, Germany, and how, Daisy, how did you get into, I mean, were you introduced to martial arts when you lived in Bulgaria? Why did you move from Bulgaria to Germany? When did you
Uh,
get into karate and boxing?
I mean, everything was meant to be probably or spontaneous. I didn't plan actually to go that direction in my sport career because I wanted to be world champion in track and field, and I wanted to be Olympic champion in track and
Oh,
field. They
really?
were
You're
my
a
first
runner. How awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
never
was
knew
a
that.
runner. I was a runner. I started my career with this, and I was very well in the 400 meter with hurdles. And today I love to run too. But when I was 18 years old, I decided I don't want to be professional. So in that time, I didn't feel well because of this, because the federation became my family. The track and field federation, my trainer became my family too. They invest a lot of time, money in me. I was a potential champion, and in some point I just said I don't want to do that anymore. It was difficult emotional time for me. In that moment I just put the TV on, and I saw a demonstration of the Korean martial arts, taekwondo. And
Right.
because I felt emotionally very down, I just loved the philosophy of the martial arts. I wanted to become stronger mentally because physically I was stronger. And in this moment, my career changed. I started with the taekwondo. I became very quick in the national team of Bulgaria. I became European champion in Taekwondo, and then so I started practicing other martial arts because I wanted to learn more. And
Mm-hmm.
from any martial arts that I took the best for my body and mentally and physically, and so I started to grow. So I went to judo, karate,
That's good.
kickboxing. The list is long with this all competition because in Bulgaria it was very limited time. It was impossible a woman to do too much practicing in the martial arts and in competitions. That's why I choose the different martial arts to go to compete because I love it to fight, you know. And so I just experiment different styles and submit to competitions to growing in that direction. And so I got the other titles because I couldn't able to fight in Bulgaria. So I became a world champion in karate in the US, in kickboxing. And later, actually, I've been in US when I get these titles. I saw first time women boxing here in the United States. So I was invited as a guest to watch these fights, and I told my trainer, well, that's going to be my next goal. I want to do boxing because I saw Christy Martin and the first lady that she was under the contract of US television here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was very popular, and I saw her fights, and I told to my trainer, well, if some ladies here, I want to be the next one, and I want to do this. And my trainer told me, Daisy, but nobody hear about women boxing in Europe. How are you gonna do this? I mean, that's crazy idea, but it's impossible. Europe is different than US. I say, well, when nobody is there, I will be the first one. So
you mean, okay, am I understanding you correctly? You're telling me that in your country, women couldn't box. They could do karate.
That was taboo tema. Nobody even accepts the idea a woman to box. I start from there, you know.
So you were the first woman to box,
Yes, yes.
but you had to come to America in order to box.
No,
No,
I did
okay,
start with the martial arts. You
okay.
know, like I said, I practicing and I compete in different countries because in Bulgaria was not too many possibility to do that.
That was
So
in karate,
no,
taekwondo,
it was taekwondo, karate, kickbox,
whatever.
all kind of different martial arts,
Mixed. It was a
because
mixed martial arts.
yeah, the taekwondo gave me the base that I was very good able to kick with legs, and I'm very adaptive to prepare for some competition because I'm an athlete, and so I did practicing for the competition. I prepared that I have to go. So when I had the opportunity to go to the world tournament in Poconos, Pennsylvania, that was 1995 in US, I got the opportunity because I wanted to see this country, US, and I wanted to practicing there. So I came here first time in my life. In that time it was very difficult to come, but with God choice, and I was lucky.
And how old were you? How old when you first came here?
Oh my God, that was a long time ago. I think I was 25, no, 23 or 25. I don't remember. It was 1995 or 9. Yeah,
That's
that's the.
okay. That's not
It's a long
important.
time.
But you came because of karate.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you were in Europe, how many years did you actually compete in martial art tournaments in taekwondo in Europe?
Um, it is. I don't. It was a long time ago. Honestly, I don't remember exactly how many years. What I remember is just that when I come back from US as a world champion, and I saw women boxing in US, I decided to do boxing.
Uh-huh.
And then in Bulgaria was not any chance to do this because I tried everything. The only one chance was in Germany because in Germany they start to give a green light for people. They want to do boxing, And also I wanted to do after I studied physical therapy in National Sport Academy in Bulgaria, and I wanted to do after diploma qualification in Germany. And that suits very well with the both ideas, me to
Yes.
do my education and to try my boxing career in Germany, because in Bulgaria I didn't have absolutely any chance.
Oh my goodness. So you left Bulgaria and you made your home in Germany.
Yes.
Now, when you came to America the first time, how long did you get to stay in our country?
I mean, I had to stay maximum 6 months.
Oh, you did get to stay 6 months.
I
Oh, and
didn't
what,
stay exactly 6 months, but I've been here maybe 5 months, you
well,
know.
what did you do? I mean, coming from Bulgaria to the USA, you must have been so excited. What did you do for that time?
You know, when first time I came, it was New York. I landed in New York, and I was completely shocked because it was summertime, very humid, and
Yeah.
everything was so big, bright. And in New York, people are a little bit rough. I I was completely, that was my first connection to US. I love it. That is complete. It was a completely different world, and it's just I wasn't able to breathe because it was so hot. That is here.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I start to see that people are so easygoing, so nice, and especially when I won the tournament, I will never forget the emotions. The public was so emotionally and so happy about my win, and I had so much fun. After I won the tournament, I got so many invitations that I even didn't expect it, to me. To different competitions. I met very interesting people. I was invited to potential sponsors that they offer me contract to sign. But I did tell these people, well, I would love to sign the contract, but I want first to finish my university in Bulgaria, and I'm sure that one day I will come back to US with my degree, So I had wonderful time. I just been to some other tournaments in US during this period of time. So actually, I wasn't planning to stay 5 months in the United States, but I had great time
Now, Daisy, did you only stay in New York or did you travel? Did you go to San Francisco or others? Did you just stay in New York?
No, no, I stayed in New York State too. Then I've been to New Jersey. Then I had a chance to go to California. Then I saw San Francisco. That is one of my favorite cities
Oh,
in the United
yes, mine
States,
too.
you know. And I was able to see many lands in the United States, and beautiful. I met such a beautiful people, and I had such a great memory. And when I leave the United States and come back to Europe, I told to my friends here, one day, I don't know when that's gonna be, but I think I will come to live here, and that happens.
Oh my gosh. Well, Daisy, when you said, you fought tournaments in Europe and you're boxing and this and that. I always like to know because I always have mine that I remember. In the martial art world, who was your most difficult competitor? Which female was the most difficult for you to compete against?
And it is hard to say. You mean about boxing?
No,
Boxing
martial arts, but we'll talk about boxing later.
later,
When you did karate, did you have any one person that was the most difficult for you to compete against?
I mean, I cannot say names right now. Like it was too long time ago. I honestly don't remember. But I had few fights that were difficult. Like especially when you have traumatic problems with my legs because you use a lot of legs, and I just needed to uh, live with the pain.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
we all
because
do.
I remember when I became European champion in Taekwondo, I did fight with a broken hand, and then
Oh,
I
yeah, I
didn't
think
know
we've
that my
all gone through that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that my hand is broken, but not on the competition in Germany was this competition. It was broken before when I prepared for that competition.
Oh, how
And
awful.
yeah, and because the way that my hand was broken didn't show symptoms exactly. I felt that something is not right, but I had no idea what is going to be. I thought just a small traumatic problem. When we went to Germany and in with our national team, and we have to compete, I remember in the final, I couldn't feel my right hand because was something wrong. And thanks God that we had a lot of legs workout. I need to focus on this, and I won the tournament. And after that, I remember that we went to the doctor to see what's going on, and the doctor told me your hand is broken. And I was completely shocked. And I say, how possible is me to fight with broken hand? I was very lucky that something doesn't happen through the competitions, because
Oh, my word.
in the martial arts you have many fights before you go to the final.
Yes,
It's very intense, and you always
absolutely.
have the risk to get hurt. So yeah, I think that is
Oh,
one example that I can give you.
now, when your hand was broken, was that when you were still competing? Did you have to fight future tournaments with a broken hand? It takes time to mend.
I didn't know that my hand is broken, because if we find that before this competition, they will not allow me to be there. I
Ah,
found that when I finished, when I won the title. You know.
Daisy, and when you came to America and you had your first boxing, you boxed in America, yes?
Yes, sure.
Whom did you box?
You mean no? I did train in US professionally boxing.
Okay,
I box in
in
Germany,
Europe.
in Europe, because in that time there were the opportunity for my after diploma qualification in physical therapy, and there were the chance. In Germany was the first country that allowed women boxing.
So you started there in Germany.
Yes.
Who were your boxing coaches in Germany?
The boxing coach in Germany, his name is Michael Tim. You know, but before I started to do boxing in Germany, I did train in US by Manuel Stewart.
Ah,
Yeah.
good. What did you think of boxing? I mean, were you a natural?
What I think is that through the martial arts, because that is a process, you trying different styles to find what you want to do.
Mhm.
Honestly, I didn't plan that I will end my sport career in professional boxing, but like I told you, I saw women boxing in US, I saw Christy Martin, I come back to Bulgaria, I start to train with the national team of Bulgaria for young people, uh, boxing, but they didn't give me a green light there. So then I got the opportunity in Germany. I moved to Germany because of this. And, it's just that became my life, because I learned from my first trainer in Bulgaria that boxing is very intelligent sport, and you have to think first
Yes,
before you do anything else. And I like it to show that a woman can be feminine, can be very good educated, but can be number one in men dominate sports, because that
exactly.
was the way also to fight for women rights in my country, because in that time was very difficult time. you know
Yes. Yes. I mean, your country must be so proud of you. I mean, what an honor you brought to your country. I know, Daisy, if I remember correctly, I remember reading, um, you were the first Bulgarian woman who uh, captured a world title in boxing. That's correct? The first woman in
yeah.
Bulgaria, right? How did that feel? I mean, that's a big country, and little Daisy, she captured the world boxing professional title. How did you feel in your private moments? Like, oh, I can't believe I did this. Or I mean, what was your feelings?
You know, now my feeling are awesome. I love it because I'm very happy person because I reach my goals. I start with dreams. They came true. That is the best feeling that ever stay after this long, difficult career. Of course, it was everything was connected with a lot of hard work, suffering, many risky moments. Um, and you know, with God help, because I believe in God, and with a lot of hard work, luck, I achieved my goals. That is that is wonderful feelings, my dear. But if I have to come back to the old life that I had, I will think about twice should I do this because everything was so difficult. You have no idea how difficult it is you to be the pioneer, you to make the way open for other women.
Yes.
You risk your life. Right now, the good things is that I see so many girls boxing in Bulgaria, in Germany too, because my life was in two countries. That is the third country now, US. And I'm happy that I support women boxing in the world. I was one of the women that fought women boxing to be in the Olympic, you know, and that's happened too. So the best presence for me for my hard work is that I see behind me people
Yes,
follow you, you
exactly.
know,
And you know,
and
Daisy, that's a wonderful feeling. You set an example. I mean, your examples, look, you not only held the world title, but you went on and then you were crowned world champion in three different, is it weight divisions, three different divisions, or is that correct?
yes.
Can you elaborate on that? I mean, three different divisions. That's amazing, Daisy. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
What would you like to know?
Well, what were the three different divisions?
Yeah, I mean, three different division. That's mean three different weight classes, and
So
you know, same.
you fought in three different weight classes and you won each of those weight class
Yeah,
divisions. Is that right?
first I want we have belts in professional boxing. We don't have medals like in or
Right.
some different.
Oh, I wish you had your belt with you.
Here there's so different things, you know. I mean, in martial arts, they have awards or whatever. We have belts, and the belts are very heavy, actually. Yeah, I won three different uh, belts. I mean, I three belts in three different weight classes in the same time, and I did defend these belts 10 times. So simply to say, I'm 10-time world champion in three different weight classes, you know, because
Wow.
you defend your belt. You know, first you win the belt, then you defend it, right?
I
So,
see.
and in professional boxing, is everything completely different than, in the martial arts. The way you move, the distance is very short. You don't have legs to keep your opponent in distance. Everything is different. But what helps me is that this all experience in the martial arts, like I have many fights, my dear. I have 140 fights in martial arts, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps me to be a good fighter because I love it to fight, you know, and that's given me a lot of experience with practicing mentally, you know, when you fight. And when I started with boxing, there were not too many women. I didn't have sparring partners, women. I had
Mm-hmm.
men all the time, and I train with men all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
that's make me even to grow better. That's why
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's why one side was difficult, other side was good to help you to grow, you know.
Right. Yeah. You know, other than practicing the art of your boxing, what did you do to condition and train yourself?
I mean, we did very much the base of training is like by track and field. You run a lot because when you
For your
defend,
cardio, your condition.
yeah, you box 10 rounds,
Yeah.
you prepare not for 10, you prepare for 15 rounds because you need to have a good condition, you know. And also in professional boxing, 1 pound different is a big difference, in an amateur, in the martial arts, sometimes you fight with people that 5 6 pounds heavier than you, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't feel this because of the rules. In boxing, you have to be the same weight, and you can feel that if somebody is heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used a lot of in the morning we train and we run and we do shadow boxing and weight training. In the afternoon, we trained specifically for boxing, specifically boxing training, like pads workouts, heavy back workouts, sparring, you know.
Yeah.
We train twice a day.
And were you on any special diet, or did you just are you vegan? Are you vegetarian?
It depends the weight class that I supposed to defend my titles. I always had a nutrition person with me and work with me and make my programs. And honestly, I didn't like to stay hungry before the fight because that is such a big pressure for you to think
Yeah.
about weight. I was very disciplined with the nutritionist plan, what I have to eat.
Yeah.
If you ask me, am I vegan or not? I'm not vegan, but I always was a person who didn't like meat too much
Mm-hmm.
as a child. I'm more going to vegetarian. I'm more vegetarian. Um,
Yes.
but because of my sport career, I needed to eat once a week red meat. That was a
Yeah.
plan because my trainer always told me, Daisy, you're part of the team. You're not a princess. You have to do what everybody do. So
Yeah.
I put the rules that this in
Yeah.
this way. But right
Yeah.
now, when I'm not competing anymore, I even don't think about the red meat. I'm vegetarian more.
Well, I don't eat a lot of meat, but there are times I crave it. I really do crave a nice steak. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat a lot of vegetables. I eat very boring, very simple. Of course, when I visit my son Craig in Venice Beach, there's a favorite Mexican restaurant that I like there, and every time I'm there, I'm eat, eat, eat. So yeah, no, I don't really follow any diet. If I want pie, I eat it. If I want ice cream, I have it. I just make sure I maintain the same weight. I don't allow myself to put pounds on. That's important.